Hello, coin enthusiasts. Welcome back to the channel, where we uncover the fascinating stories behind rare and valuable coins from around the world. Today, we're diving into an iconic piece of American currency, the United States $1 coin from 1971. While this coin might seem like just another ordinary dollar at first glance, there's more to it than meets the eye. Stick with us as we explore its history, design, rarity, and most importantly, how much this coin could be worth today. Let's start by taking a trip back in time to 1971. The United States was going through a period of change, both economically and politically. The country had just experienced a few turbulent years with the aftermath of the 1960s, including the Vietnam War and social upheaval. It was also a time when the US dollar was still on a gold standard, but the country was beginning to move away from that system, which would lead to significant changes in the economy. 1971 marked the beginning of the end for the gold standard, and this shift had a profound impact on US currency. The coin we're talking about today, the $1 coin from 1971, is part of a series that was produced after the introduction of the Eisenhower dollar. This coin was designed to commemorate the life and legacy of President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who had served as the 34th President of the United States and had led the nation through World War II as Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Force in Europe. The 1971 Eisenhower dollar was the first dollar coin to be minted in large quantities since the peace dollar was discontinued in 1935. At the time, it was seen as a significant change in the currency landscape. The Eisenhower dollar was made from a copper-nickel clad composition, which was a departure from the silver content that had been used in earlier coins like the peace dollar. And now, let's take a closer look at the design of this coin. On the obverse side, you'll find a striking portrait of President Eisenhower himself. This portrait, created by artist Frank Gasparo, depicts Eisenhower in profile with a dignified expression, showcasing his leadership during some of the most critical moments in American history. Surrounding the portrait is the inscription Liberty, along with the year of minting, 1971. On the reverse side, we find a powerful symbol of America's space exploration program, the Apollo 11 mission insignia. The design commemorates the first successful moon landing in 1969, a monumental achievement for the United States. The eagle is seen landing on the moon's surface, with the Earth visible in the background. This reverse design, created by Gasparo as well, not only honors Eisenhower's legacy but also pays tribute to the scientific and technological triumphs of the 1960s and early 1970s. As beautiful and historically significant as this coin is, what makes the 1971 Eisenhower dollar really stand out in the world of coin collecting is its rarity and condition. While the coin was minted in large quantities, the value of these coins is heavily influenced by factors like how many were preserved in pristine condition and whether there were any special variants or errors during the minting process. In terms of rarity, most of the 1971 Eisenhower dollars you'll come across are in circulation-worn condition, meaning they've experienced significant use and have lost much of their original shine. However, there are some coins from this year that are still in excellent condition, often referred to as uncirculated coins. These coins, preserved in mint condition, are much rarer and much more valuable, but that's not all. Some 1971 Eisenhower dollars were minted with unique characteristics, such as double dies or minting errors. These errors are highly sought after by collectors because they make the coin even rarer and more valuable. Double die coins, for example, occur when the coin is struck twice, resulting in a doubling of certain details, such as the lettering or the design. These varieties can be worth significantly more than a standard 1971 Eisenhower dollar. Collectors are always looking for these unique and rare coins to add to their collections, and if you happen to have a well-preserved or error-struck 1971 Eisenhower dollar in your possession, you could be sitting on a small fortune. While the typical value of a $1,971 coin in circulated condition is not particularly high, usually around $1, you could be in for a big surprise if you happen to have one in pristine, uncirculated condition or with an error. So, how much could the 1971 Eisenhower dollar be worth? If you happen to have one of these rare coins in near perfect condition, with no signs of wear and tear, it could fetch a premium price from collectors. But the real jackpot comes if you have one of the rare error coins or unique variants. In fact, the most valuable 1971 Eisenhower dollar coins, particularly those in exceptional condition or with minting errors, can be worth as much as $99,000 that's right, $99,000 for a single 1971 Eisenhower dollar. A coin that was once worth just $1 could now be worth a small fortune, depending on its condition and uniqueness. If you happen to have a collection of coins from this era, or you're out hunting for hidden treasures, always take a moment to carefully examine your 1971 Eisenhower dollar coins. Check for signs of minting errors, look for coins in uncirculated condition, and keep an eye out for anything that might make your coin stand out from the rest. That's all for today's exploration into the world of rare coins. Top 2 in today's video, we're going to take a deep dive into a fascinating piece of American currency, the United States $1 coin from 1972. This coin, like many others from the past, might look like just another piece of change, but as we peel back the layers, we'll discover that it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. So, if you've ever wondered just how much this coin could be worth, stay tuned until the end, and we'll reveal the surprising value it could fetch today. Let's rewind the clock to 1972. The US was entering an era of significant social and political change. The Vietnam War was winding down, and the Watergate scandal was beginning to unfold, which would soon shake the foundations of the country's political landscape. But 1972 also marked an important year for American currency. It was the year the United States continued minting the Eisenhower dollar, a coin designed to commemorate the late President Dwight D. Eisenhower, who had passed away in 1969. The 1972 edition of the Eisenhower dollar would go on to hold some unique characteristics that would make it a standout for coin collectors, especially those interested in the intricacies of minting errors and rare variations. Before we get into the specifics of what makes this coin valuable today, let's talk about the general design and symbolism behind it. The Eisenhower dollar is a coin with deep historical roots. The obverse side of the coin features a portrait of President Eisenhower, designed by artist Frank Gasparo. The portrait is a dignified and respectful rendering of the 34th president, who served from 1953 to 1961, leading the country through the challenging years of World War II and during the early years of the Cold War. The coin's inscription reads Liberty along with the year 1972 and the words In God We Trust, which is a reminder of the nation's strong values. On the reverse side, you'll find a striking image of the Apollo 11 moon landing mission's insignia. The eagle, symbolizing American strength and freedom, is seen landing on the moon's surface with the Earth visible in the background. This design commemorates one of the greatest achievements in human history, the first successful landing on the moon in 1969. For Americans, the moon landing was a monumental event, and the Eisenhower dollar served as a tribute to that historic moment. Now, let's get into what really makes the 1972 Eisenhower dollar so interesting in the world of coin collecting, the rarity and the condition of these coins. When the coin was first released, it was produced in large quantities, but most of these coins were used in daily transactions, meaning they were worn down through circulation. Over time, the vast majority of these coins lost their original shine and luster. However, for those lucky enough to have come across a 1972 Eisenhower dollar in uncirculated condition, they may be sitting on something much more valuable than just a dollar. You see, in the world of numismatics, the value of a coin is often directly tied to its condition. Coins that have been carefully stored and preserved, free from scratches, dings, or wear, are considered much more valuable than those that have been in circulation. And this is where things get exciting for collectors. A 1972 Eisenhower dollar in mint condition can command a premium price, far beyond its face value, but there's more. Some of the 1972 Eisenhower dollar coins have unique characteristics that make them even rarer and therefore more valuable. One of the most fascinating aspects of these coins is the presence of minting errors. These could include anything from double dies to off-center strikes, or even issues with the design elements themselves. These minting errors are highly coveted by collectors because they are essentially one-of-a-kind pieces. A small mistake during the minting process can turn an ordinary coin into a rare and valuable collector's item. For example, a double die coin occurs when a coin is struck twice, resulting in a doubling effect on certain design elements. If you find a 1972 Eisenhower dollar with this type of error, you found something that could be worth a lot more than a typical dollar coin. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these rare variants, and a 1972 coin with an error like this could see its value skyrocket. So, what exactly is the 1972 Eisenhower dollar worth? Well, the answer depends on a few key factors. If you happen to find a 1972 Eisenhower dollar in mint condition, free from any signs of wear, it could fetch several $100s from collectors. However, if you're lucky enough to come across one of the rare error coins, or if the coin has been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition, the value can reach much higher levels. As it turns out, a particularly well-preserved 1972 Eisenhower dollar, especially one with a unique minting error or a rare variation, can be worth as much as $97,000. Yes, that's right, $97,000. A single coin, originally worth just $1, could now be worth a small fortune if it meets the right criteria. So, if you're holding onto a stash of old coins or have recently come across a 1972 Eisenhower dollar, it's time to take a closer look. Examine it carefully for any signs of minting errors, check the condition, and see if it might be one of those rare, valuable finds that could potentially be worth thousands. Remember, in the world of coin collecting, even the smallest detail can make a huge difference in the value of a coin. That's it for today's deep dive into the United States $1 coin from 1972. I hope you found this video as fascinating as I did. Top 3 today, we're diving into the world of rare and valuable coins, and I'm especially excited to share some fascinating details about a classic American coin, the United States $1 coin from 1974. At first glance, it might seem like just another dollar coin, but there's so much more to this little piece of history than meets the eye. If you're curious about its design, historical significance, and, of course, how much it's worth today, stick around until the end, because the value of this coin might just surprise you. Let's take a moment to step back to the year 1974. The United States was going through a pivotal time. The country was dealing with the aftermath of the Watergate scandal, which led to President Richard Nixon's resignation later that year. In addition, the nation was grappling with a period of economic struggles, including inflation and rising oil prices. The U.S. economy was shifting, but one thing remained constant: the issuance of currency that reflected the values, history, and culture of the American people. In 1974, the U.S. government continued to mint the Eisenhower dollar, a coin that had first been introduced in 1971 to honor the late President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Known for his role in leading the nation through World War II and serving as the 34th President of the United States, Eisenhower was a figure whose legacy shaped American history in profound ways. So, it only made sense that the U.S. would honor him with a special coin. The 1974 Eisenhower dollar was part of a larger effort to commemorate the achievements of not just Eisenhower himself, but also the American space program, specifically the Apollo 11 moon landing, which occurred in 1969. Let's take a closer look at the design of this iconic coin. On the obverse, or front side, we see a powerful portrait of President Eisenhower, designed by artist Frank Gasparo. Eisenhower is depicted in profile, his expression one of quiet strength and determination, fitting for a man who helped guide the U.S. through some of the 20th century's most challenging moments. Surrounding his likeness are the words Liberty, the year 1974, and the inscription In God We Trust, which is a constant reminder of the values that the U.S. holds dear. On the reverse side, we find an equally striking design. The reverse features the Apollo 11 mission's insignia, showing an eagle landing on the moon's surface with the Earth visible in the background. This design commemorates one of the greatest achievements in human history, the successful landing of astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin on the moon. The eagle is a powerful symbol of American freedom, strength, and achievement, and the depiction of the moon landing captures a moment that united the world in awe. The reverse design was also crafted by Frank Gasparo and holds special meaning for anyone who appreciates space exploration and the history of the 1960s. But here's the big question: what makes the 1974 Eisenhower dollar so interesting from a collector's standpoint? While these coins were minted in large quantities and were used for everyday transactions, the value of the 1974 Eisenhower dollar goes far beyond its face value of $1. The key factors that make this coin valuable are its rarity, condition, and any potential minting errors. Like many coins from this era, the majority of the 1974 Eisenhower dollars that were circulated over the years have experienced wear and tear. Coins that have been used in daily transactions often lose their original shine, and their edges and details become worn down. These coins typically won't fetch much more than their face value. However, there's a much rarer group of coins that collectors are always on the lookout for: the ones that are still in excellent condition, particularly those that are uncirculated. Uncirculated coins are those that have been kept in pristine condition, free from damage, scratches, or signs of heavy circulation. These coins are far rarer than their worn counterparts, and their value increases significantly because of their superior condition. If you happen to have a 1974 Eisenhower dollar in uncirculated or near mint condition, you're looking at a much more valuable coin than one that's been through years of circulation. But wait, there's more. Some of the 1974 Eisenhower dollars were struck with unique minting errors, making them even more desirable to collectors. Minting errors occur when a coin is produced with a defect, such as double striking, off-center strikes, or other design inconsistencies. These types of coins are highly prized by collectors because they are rare and often impossible to replicate. If you have a 1974 Eisenhower dollar with an error like this, it could be worth significantly more than a standard coin. For example, one of the most common minting errors that collectors look for is the double die error, where certain design elements appear to be doubled. If you find a 1974 Eisenhower dollar with a noticeable doubling of the lettering or details, you've found a valuable treasure that could make your coin collection worth much more. So, now for the exciting part: how much could your 1974 Eisenhower dollar be worth? Well, if you have one in excellent, uncirculated condition, it could be worth a few $100s, depending on its quality and demand in the market. However, if you have one with a rare minting error or a coin that has been kept in pristine condition, the value could reach even higher. In fact, the most valuable 1974 Eisenhower dollars, especially those in uncirculated condition or with minting errors, can be worth as much as $94,000. That's right, $94,000 for a single coin. Who would have thought that a coin worth just $1 back in 1974 could now be worth a small fortune? If you happen to have one of these rare coins hidden in your collection or come across one while coin hunting, make sure to take a closer look. It might just be the treasure you've been searching for. Tip for today: we've got something really special in store for you. We're going to talk about a coin that may be hiding in plain sight in your collection or even buried in your change jar: the United States $1 coin from 1979. Now, at first glance, this coin might seem like just another $1 piece of currency. But don't be fooled, this seemingly ordinary coin has some extraordinary history behind it, and its value could be much more than you'd expect. Stick around, because by the end of this video, we'll reveal just how much this coin could be worth today, and trust me, you'll be shocked. Let's take a quick step back to 1979, a year filled with monumental events in the United States and around the world. The U.S. was going through significant economic challenges, including high inflation and the energy crisis. On the political front, President Jimmy Carter had just taken office, promising to steer the country through these turbulent times. While all of this was happening, the U.S. Mint was also busy working on something that would soon catch the attention of coin collectors: the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was a groundbreaking coin for a few reasons. First, it was the first time the U.S. had minted a dollar coin in over 30 years. Before the Susan B. Anthony dollar, the U.S. had issued the Eisenhower dollar, which was larger and heavier. The Susan B. Anthony dollar was smaller, closer in size to a quarter, which made it somewhat controversial at the time. The coin was intended to be a tribute to the women's suffrage movement, and the decision to feature Susan B. Anthony, one of the most famous activists in American history, was a significant moment in U.S. coinage. On the obverse side of the 1979 coin, we see a powerful portrait of Susan B. Anthony, designed by artist Frank Gasparo. The image shows her in profile, exuding the strength and determination that made her such an iconic figure in the fight for women's rights. Surrounding her image, we see the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year 1979. The design was simple but meaningful, capturing the essence of Anthony's lifelong struggle for equality. On the reverse side of the coin, we find a striking design featuring an eagle in flight, with an olive branch in its talons. This symbolizes peace and freedom, which ties into the broader message of hope and change that the coin sought to represent. The reverse also includes the words "United States of America" and $1. While this design is less talked about compared to the powerful portrait of Anthony, it complements the coin's overall theme of strength and progress. So, what makes the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar so interesting and valuable? Well, the answer lies in its rarity, condition, and, of course, the variations that can occur in the minting process. While the coin was initially produced in large quantities and circulated widely, certain variations make this coin highly sought after by collectors. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar was struck in several different mints, and some of these coins show subtle differences. For example, some of the 1979 coins were struck with a Type 1 reverse, while others were struck with a Type 2 reverse, where the eagle's wings are in a slightly different position. These subtle design changes make certain coins rarer than others, and collectors are always on the lookout for these variations, but that's not all. As with any coin, the condition it's in plays a huge role in determining its value. Most of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars were in circulation for years, leading to wear and tear. The majority of these coins are in well-worn condition, and unfortunately, they don't fetch much more than their face value. However, the real gems are the coins that have been preserved in pristine, uncirculated condition. These coins have been carefully stored and have avoided the common wear and tear that most others have experienced. If you happen to have a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar that's still in mint condition, you could have something special on your hands. And now, let's talk about what really excites collectors: the potential for finding rare minting errors. Like many coins, the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar was prone to issues during the minting process. One of the most significant and valuable errors associated with this coin is the wide rim variety. In these coins, the rim is noticeably larger than in others, creating a distinct visual difference. Coins with this error are highly sought after by collectors because they are much rarer than the standard issues. Other types of errors, like double strikes or off-center strikes, can also significantly increase the coin's value, but you're probably wondering, how much could a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar be worth today? Well, the value depends largely on the coin's condition, rarity, and any errors it might have. A standard 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar in circulated condition is worth only slightly more than its face value, maybe a couple of dollars at most. However, if you have one in pristine, uncirculated condition, it could be worth hundreds of dollars to the right collector. And now, for the most exciting part, the rarest and most valuable 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars, especially those with minting errors like the wide rim or those in perfect condition, have been known to fetch impressive prices. In fact, one of these exceptional coins could be worth as much as $90,000, that's right, $90,000 for a single coin that was once worth just $1. If you've got a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar sitting in your collection, or if you come across one while going through some old change, make sure to examine it carefully. You just might have a rare treasure on your hands. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or a newcomer to the world of numismatics, remember that sometimes the most unexpected coins can hold the most value. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar is just one example of how something so simple can have such an amazing story and worth behind it. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos on rare and valuable coins. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!